Yep. Oh my gosh. I actually the first time I tried that, I didn't realize I had it. What's going on now? Tell the truth is in the building. Was supposed to do this yesterday. Forgot to get my XLR cable. Then I realized that I had a whole wireless microphone here. And really didn't necessarily need my XLR cable. So I know the sound quality may not be the greatest today. Shout out to Ruin Leon because I know if he's gonna watch this, he's gonna be like, "Yo, your sound quality sucks." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." I got the popcorn ready. Let's talk. What's going on? Hit me up in the chat. Where y'all coming from? Who all in here? Let's talk about it. What's good? Folk on TikTok as well. I see y'all. Who all in here? Where y'all from? If you're a child, go to bed. I got to us tomorrow. Woo! Y'all got y'all state test. Gucci. I just found out about that song, one of the last songs I was playing in the little intro video. Through I was doing, I might do it again this year, but I was gonna do Maz Band, and so they were playing the song "Classical" by Gucci Mane. I was like, all right, this is a pretty cool song. I'm gonna listen to it. I listened to it. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty solid. I'm gonna listen to a lot of Gucci Mane. Yeah, I know I'm yapping. I got some people in the chat. Hit that like button, hit that share button, all that other good jazz. So I've been seeing y'all talk. Y'all been talking about the situation with the TikTok teacher, and I've been kind of keeping all my opinions to myself, waiting for more information to come out about it. Y'all been saying the guy got fired. I haven't been able to confirm that he got fired from him. I've seen some media outlets say he was fired, all this other stuff. And just like any other situation, y'all have to have y'all think pieces, and you're fighting over whether this was a weird situation, whether this was the G word. Some people were insinuating that he was the P word. A lot of just takes from everybody, which I mean, look, I get it. Everybody has an opinion on just about everything. And usually when somebody is very as opinionated as I am, you want to go ahead and say what you feel. So I've been kind of holding off on it just to make sure I got everything I needed. So shout out to Ruin Leon. He actually dropped the video today. And I started watching it. I probably got like 5 minutes into it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna save it for the stream. So we're gonna go ahead and watch that real quick and see, because usually I can trust him to kind of make sure he has the context right, make sure that if the teacher was fired, he knows, and then he can confirm it. He's not going to go out here and basically clickbait you. So let's hear it.
Two things. Number one, this video is being recorded at 3 o'clock in the morning on Friday, May 10th, and will probably be uploaded on Monday. Why? It's because I despise when topics gain a lot of traction and then people who claim to be credible with information start spouting nonsense when nobody else with a brain can actually confirm it. And I despise just jumping on something and titling a video, "Dude got fired," when there's no proof that Buddy has been fired as of me recording this. He probably has been, but since there's no information to back it up other than people on Twitter saying it, I cannot in good conscience sit here.
Thanks, YouTube.
And act as if somebody got fired when I can't confirm that as of me recording. As the days go by, if he's been fired, I'll gladly say he's been fired. But as it stands, I can't confirm that. And wanting to gain traction based off of speculation and boredom because my mama didn't give me breast milk is something lesser man was due, and I don't want to do such a thing. The second thing is I'm getting tired of the disrespect of the credentials of the doctor, professor, philanthropist, college, veterinary, cafeteria lady with a big titties, surgery, slap on Mondays, professional dog walker, Burger King, onion ring connoisseur, dildo expertise, clip finder, WNBA water boy, lead cheerleader of the San Francisco 49ers, the first black transphobic wizard in the Hogwarts universe, according to Twitter, and the greatest chef in all of the internet, along with being the sexiest black YouTuber who does his civic duty to teach the young
second sexiest YouTuber. First.
Minds ought to not be stupid on social media. Class, I know this is mainly pertaining to the young people and how dumb you are, but we're going to push you to the side and speak directly to the people in their early 20s, mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s, mid-30s, because it seems like you individuals have lost the plot. You are just as dumb as the younger people. Why? Because you carry these things in your hand and you somehow think as long as you post your life and you show everybody who you are and how quirky you tend to be, not just in your private life, but at home and also at work, you seemingly think nobody's going to look at you and say, that's pretty weird.
Hold that thought. But no, he's so true. We've gotten to this whole situation now where our cell phones have become too powerful. I think I talked about last stream, and I know it wasn't a cell phone in this case, but it was using video and live recording, and we saw the situation at the church and things of that sort. I may not have talked about it, but I did see it. It is what it is, but we got to the point now where we have this powerful device in our hands, and a lot of times we don't know how to use it and how to properly use it, and the ramifications of not properly using it. And now we're in a situation where the ramifications are coming to bite this guy in the rear end.
And the hardest things you could do as somebody who makes content on the internet. Case in point, a dude is getting backlash because he's an adult and he's a teacher and he has students, and he decided to either live stream or record a bunch of his students unbraiding or braiding his hair.
Let's go ahead and stir the pot a little, shall we? Last Friday, 10 minutes before dismissal time, I decided to live stream my students helping me take my hair out. It was quite the discourse in the chat, which had people saying this was inappropriate, and other people saying this was completely fine, there was nothing wrong with what I was doing, people just making it weird. So of course I had to bring this issue to the big stage. I would like to represent myself in this case, Your Honor, if I may. Number one, for a little context, I had a hair appointment.
All right, I'm going to slow it down just to hear him talk. So let's go to 1.5, see how that works.
I needed my hair taken out before. I would like to represent completely my students helping me take my hair out. There was quite the discourse in the chat, which had people saying this was inappropriate, and other people saying this was completely fine, there was nothing wrong with what I was doing, and people just making it weird. So of course I had to bring this issue to the big stage. I would like to represent myself in this case, Your Honor, if I may. Number one, for a little context, I had a hair appointment immediately after school, and I needed my hair taken out beforehand. I would have taken it out the night before, but that Friday we had a camera crew coming in to shoot a promotional video, and I was one of the ones being interviewed, so I had to look presentable, so I didn't take my hair out. I didn't have the time to do it all myself, because it would have taken me forever. So naturally I asked about 4 or 5 of my over 100 best friends to assist me in taking my hair out, and they all agreed. Number two, this was at the end of class. This week we were doing STEM fair presentations. Since it was Friday and all of my students did an excellent job on their STEM fair projects and presentations, I told them if we get one solid presentation in this class, I'll end class a little early and they can have fun, play basketball, darts, or be on their phones or whatever. And during that time, my team would help me take my hair out. A couple of these were students from my class, but others were students from other classes. I would all of them at the beginning of the class period, requesting their assistance 10 minutes before dismissal. I told the teacher to only send them if all their work was completed and they had good behavior. They all met the criteria, so 10 minutes before dismissal.
Hey, credit to Leon for at least not showing the kids in this video. So I think just about every other video I saw was showing the kids, and that's why I'm using his, because it's not showing the kids. So that's good. Everybody's missing the fact that he had said some of the girls braiding his hair had been with him for 6 years, which means they. All right, so I don't agree with that statement. I don't agree with that statement. But let's continue.
Shown for the job. My next point I'd like to make is, if I was a female teacher, those people wouldn't be in the comments saying, "Oh, this is weird, this is inappropriate." Because me personally, I don't think there's anything weird about this. People say, "No, that's intimate." To me, it's literally just hair. It doesn't have to be weird. Some people have never had cool teachers, and it shows. I personally believe that building authentic relationships with students is paramount in being an effective teacher. I make sure my students know and can feel that I care about them beyond the schoolwork and other stuff that I have to make them do. I take the time to get to know my students outside of academics, because caring for the whole child is what's important. Some of these students have been with me since I was a substitute 4 years ago. They see me as a big brother or a father figure, as some of them say. And me, I don't want kids of my own, so all of these kids are literally my children. And in case you're wondering about their parents, most of them follow me on social media and always talk about my videos with their kids. They always tell me that they're so grateful that their kids have someone like me in their life. In my admin, they're well aware of my social media presence and they love my videos. To me, this is just another wholesome moment that I'm having with my kids that I was fortunate enough to catch on film. Since I'm a science teacher, one thing that I teach my students about.
So let me go ahead and speak more to what you were saying here, John B. So I don't know how the school system where he's at works. So I have a group of kids that I kind of been working. Not, I don't want to say working with, but like I've known them since I started. They're getting ready to graduate. I don't have nearly the connection that he's having. Like if I see him, I'll say, "Hey, how you doing?" Blah, say blah blah blah. Catch up, say I'm proud of you, and that's about it. Now, is what he's describing as his relationship building with the children. Would I call that predatory? Not necessarily. Now, if there's something where it's past the building and then we start finding things out later on, my thing is I don't want to just start throwing these labels onto somebody and then it comes out that what you or me are saying is like not true. So that's why I'm like not really ready to throw those types of things at him. Okay, really? Well, then you must have not watched the emo. What? And there's a hair. Let's just, huh? I seen none of this. Is this the same guy we're talking about?
Is symbiosis. Symbiosis deals with the relationships between organisms. The type of relationship that I like to foster in my class is mutualism, or mutualistic relationship, which means both organisms benefit from the exchange. So when my students have good behavior, complete all their assignments, and do everything that a scholar is supposed to do, I reward them with downtime and just time to just be a kid, be on their phones, play games, gossip, so on and so forth. My students and I work hard and we play harder. I'm fortunate enough to have students that feel safe and comfortable around me, safe to come to me with their problems, their frustrations. They come to me seeking guidance and wisdom, or come to me simply to chill and hang out because they know that they have a safe space to be themselves around me. What I strive to do as an educator is be the teacher I wish I had growing up. I strive to be the teacher that makes my inner child happy, someone that my inner child will be proud of. I want to be the teacher that my students reflect back on 20, 30 years down the line and think like, dang.
Nobody
the
was
teacher I had
washing
in
his hair.
middle
He
school,
did
he was
at
the
the
shit.
most they
Now
took
for the
his hair
question, John B.
out. I don't
Let me know
think he
your
was
thoughts
getting
on
his
this
hair
conversation.
washed.
First of all, do I think that this
So
is sexual?
I don't think you're talking
No.
about the same
Do
thing.
I think that it's somehow intimate? No. Is it inappropriate? Yes. Why? I don't care. If there's 10 minutes left in the school day, 30 minutes, an hour, 1 minute. I don't want kids doing anything to your personal body that your braider or your hairstylist can.
All right, so speaking to that part, yeah, I don't think that just the doing the hair and things like that is anywhere a sign of him being what a lot of people are saying he is. Because no, I don't get children to touch my hair. Not too many people can touch my hair. But even when I look at my loctician, yes, I have locks, and yes, they look a hot mess right now. They look a hot some mess. But even then, she's a married woman, or at least I think she's married. At least to the point I know she's like been in a relationship as long as she's been doing my hair. There is no intimacy in her doing my hair, washing it, styling it, and all that other stuff. It is literally a business transaction where she's doing a service for me, and I return in favor give her money for the service that she does, and she does a really, really good job when she does it. And I'm really can't wait to go ahead and get this done so I can actually get the extension in, the actual other pieces in, so I can have my length back. But to just immediately throw all these things up here, and you're bringing up a lot of things, but where are there video evidence? Is there video evidence of any of these things that you're saying? Because all I've seen so far has been that one video that people are saying, but you're saying that they were washing his hair and he was rolling his eyes back behind his head, but I've seen none of that.
Fucking do with a little bit of extra money and a tip. You send that fucking issue and all that bad hair and that crooked
Where?
line to her. You don't bring that shit to these kids. I don't care about any think piece you could come up with about this is a cultural thing. It's inappropriate and it doesn't set that boundary between teacher and student.
9 times out of 10, that man probably just recorded it just to show y'all that there was nothing weird going on.
I'm not even going to hold you. This response concerns me. And I sat back when you went viral the first time. I'm out of my business. But for this to be your angle is very concerning. Explain to me how he was just probably trying to show there wasn't anything weird going on, but started his video out by saying, I'm here to stir the pot. How are you here to demonstrate healthy bonding with students by stirring the pot? Riddle me that. You seeing this as people finding anything to complain about?
Yes, fool. All right. So first of all, who you calling a fool? And do your effing homework. Literally, I've been watching videos for the last 2 days. You're not about to sit up here, come up here, and try to talk crazy to me, unless you can back the things up that you're saying, which I have seen absolutely no video of. And if this was true, that would have blown up just the same way these videos have blown up. So unless you can find me legitimate information that shows that you're saying exactly what you're saying, there's nothing there. You can always DM me with the videos, and then I will go ahead and vet through those. But until then, please stop just coming here throwing labels at somebody and then come around, turn out it's the opposite. You sitting here looking stupid. Respectfully.
Is concerning. See, the issue here isn't inherently sexual. The issue is that there's a complete lack of boundaries here. And we all know that lack of boundaries can lead to very inappropriate behavior. And the fact that you're not clocking that is...
All right, so let's talk about the boundaries thing. So, yes, clearly my boundaries are don't touch me. But I guess the issue is the question of what are the boundaries. So, personally, for me, this is not something that I would do if I have not made it clear enough. But this is not the first video that we've seen of a student doing a teacher's hair. I've seen many pictures and videos on Facebook saying that, oh, well, if this guy is being fired, why wasn't all these other people? And yes, there were some black women, white women, black men, white men, everything of those things. You'll see them eventually now that you know. If they were legitimate, they would have blown up yesterday. So please show me where these videos are, because this is a guy that I've been following for at least a year now. Eventually, they would have blown up yesterday.
Is very concerning. And for you to try to flip it and say that if it was a woman teacher and it was girl students, we just saw a content creating female teacher get arrested for being inappropriate with students. They're not above critique either. So what was your point in saying this is not a situation of people just trying to bring a black man down? Can we be so for real? People are rightfully concerned at the very clear lack of boundaries and the selfishness this teacher is displaying to make it appear as if this teacher is just innocent and a good guy, as if he was not on live last night talking about how he's capitalizing off this moment and how we're making him money, as if he didn't post about his children, his students. Did you not do your research? Respectfully, but did you not?
I mean, you kind of did make us some money, whether it was for good or bad, because he is a very popular influencer. So, I mean, he's not wrong in this case, I guess.
What's going on? Because this dude's response to all the backlash lets me know that this was not no innocent act. Because why are you on live?
All these accusations are insane. Those other hair videos weren't a teacher pretending to be King Tut with a Harlem with where was I'm done. I cannot. Back to the video.
Telling folks that you're making me money, that y'all's frustrations make me money, as if people aren't rightfully frustrated. And the fact that you're trying to defend him makes you look questionable too. People are rightfully frustrated that these girls are being subjected to online bullying and creepy behavior from grown-ass men. If this teacher cared about his students so much, why didn't he blur it?
That is a good point. That is a really good point, and that is another reason why I'm like, this probably shouldn't have been put on the internet, because now we all know that the second you put something on the internet, and it could be seen as controversial, there are going to be people that are going to take it too far, and so now you do leave these young girls subject to being bullied. So that is another point to be taken of why I can see why people wouldn't be the most comfortable with it. Now, he did say in the video that the parents are aware and the parents were cool with it. And according to him, at the time, the administrators were cool with it. So there is a bit of a push and pull between both sides in that.
Their face and the school emblem, because now the creeps online know what school these girls go to. It's really hard to defend his behavior when it's so clearly self-centered. How did you not see this? In my humble opinion, the phone should not be on content-wise in the classroom. Teachers should not be trying to gain internet notoriety through the classroom and through their students.
Another point taken.
It gets weird really fast, as we can see. And lastly, most adults, especially adult women from personal experiences, are aware that grooming situations involving an adult and a child tend to start off appearing very innocently, but consistently starts off with a clear lack of boundary between the adult and the child. So for you, as an educator, to look at people's critiques about this sideways as if it's not a valid critique, all right now. Because in my mind, with you being a black male educator and content creator, this would have been the perfect opportunity for you to say from one black male educator to another, we always have to think 10 steps ahead for our students' safety. I understand wanting to bond with our students, but we have to be cognizant of possible outcomes. Man, you have no idea how those students feel about you. What if one of those girls likes you, man? That makes this behavior that is seemingly innocent change in intention and how they're receiving it. It's a very slippery slope that you just don't want to go down. That would have been the perfect time to have that conversation. And instead, you talking about people just find anything to complain about?
And for the people in the back that's going to yell out, what about the women? I would say the same shit if a grown adult female teacher did the same fucking thing, because it's weird. Second thing, why are we recording other people's kids during school day and posting that online? Third thing, how do you think parents will react to see their children not learning, not studying, not doing homework, not doing any type of prep, and just braiding their teacher's hair?
This emo person, is this a YouTuber or?
Here's my thing about the teacher allowing his students to take down his braids, is that you posted it. Now you're leaving it up to optics. Secondly, if you post something and you got to explain to people what they're seeing, you already losing. I'm smart enough to look at something and see it for what it is. If you had to explain it to me, you on the defensive. So, and somewhere in your motherfucking mind, you know this shit ain't right. Now, second of all, as a father, if I'm talking to my high school daughter, and I'm like, how was class? She's like, yeah, we took Mr. Such and Such hair down. I'm gonna say, what the fuck you mean you took Mr. Such and Such hair down? Because you're the authority figure. You're the teacher. That's not your motherfucking cousin, nigga. That's not your fucking daughter, your sister. That ain't your kin, bro. That's your motherfucking student. Now you blurring the lines between the teacher and student relationship, the authoritative relationship. You just, the path to hell is paved with intentions. I don't care what your fucking intentions are. I don't give a fuck what them little girls in school doing. You're a grown-ass man, bro. Already, the optics and with society, male teachers is already looked at weird. They already be sexualizing little girls, okay? They sexualize black people in general. So automatically, you're going to have that aspect played into it anyway. But the fact that
I'm running back.
optics and with the society, male teachers is already looked at weird. They already be sexualizing little girls, okay? They sexualize black people in general. So automatically, you're going to have that aspect played into it anyway. Okay. But the fact that you are a man around people, children, already be having people on high alert that you're a weirdo.
Which I've heard. I know there's people out there that look at, well, any man that is in education already has like this I don't trust you vibe from some people, because unfortunately there have been some cases of men that have basically overstepped boundaries and done things where they shouldn't have done. And every single person like that, I hope, gets arrested and convicted to the full extent of the law. It's the same teacher in an emo filter. You
did that shit to yourself, bro. I don't even feel bad for you. Because I don't give a fuck what your relationship is with your students. That ain't your relationship with me as a parent. I don't know you up there at the school doing that shit. And people making it about like, oh, having little black girls doing labor for you and shit like that. And yeah, that part of it too. But like the optics, bro. The optics, giving society and giving everything that people know. Just if you gotta explain it to me, I feel like you're already in the wrong.
The teacher getting his hair taken out by the students, I already made a video about it, but I used that video to address a bigger topic, which is essay that's going on with young boys. But I want to take this video to address another part of that video dealing with that teacher. I want to say with all of the backlash that's coming from that video, I truly wish he hadn't posted it, right? Because like I said, I do believe it was innocent. I don't believe he wanted any of those little young girls. I don't think anything inappropriate is going on with him, but the act itself was inappropriate. The act itself was unprofessional, right? And so I watched Chad's video about the topic. And if you ain't watched Chad's video, please do. Great take, probably the best take I've seen on it. So good that it unlocked the memory in my head of when I was in high school. There was this fine dude who used to come and substitute at my school. Like I said, Chad unlocked his memory because I completely forgot all about it until his video. But he would come substitute. I can remember now how excited I used to get when I would find out that man was going to sub in my class. He wasn't really that much older than us, but he would come sub in the class. It wasn't nothing but a job for him. That man would come in there, do what he needed to do, which was the absolute bare minimum, and collect his check and go home. He wasn't paying me or no other girl in that classroom no attention. However, we was definitely paying him attention. We would sit around, laugh, giggle, and joke about how fine he was. We would talk about how he was our husband. All it would have took was for that man to blur the line between being our teacher and us being a student and him being there to teach. And we would have thought more of it than what it actually is. Keep in mind, I know grown women to this day who've been taken out to lunch by their coworker and he done paid for lunch and they thought that meant he wanted them. And I'm talking about big grown women who don't know how to tell the difference between somebody just doing a generous gesture and somebody actually wanting them. What do you think that's like for teenage girls? So when you take an intimate act like letting somebody take your hair out and you not knowing whether or not they may have a little crush on you, that's not to say that any of those girls even like him, because they may not. But let's just say they do. You crossing that boundary of the teacher student may have them believing that you may like them more than just a student. And although that don't make sense and it shouldn't even be a thought in their head, you just can't stop the thoughts of young kids. A lot of kids have crushes on their teachers, unfortunately, right? And just knowing how much stuff go on in the school system with the teacher student dynamic and students getting essay, is really safe to keep that teacher student boundary strong, because you just don't want anything to be taken in the wrong type of context, because you can see how big this story is getting and how controversial it is in itself. So that lets you know already that even though you meant no ill harm behind it.
So Dana is making a really good point here. So one thing that I've been kind of holding in with my take is basically, as a man, hold on, let me fix it. Let me come up on the screen real quick. As a man, there are just certain things in life that you just can't do that everybody else does, especially the black man. Let's just go ahead and get it out there. I'm black man, especially as a black man. We already know there are things in the society that we may see other people do, but it's not for me to do. Especially if you, and this is something that a lot of times it doesn't sit right with people, because why is it that they can do it and I can't do it? This, that, and the third. But something that I've started to really learn in my 30 years of life is the higher your position is, and when you're putting yourself in a position of that type of authority, anything can go wrong. And so the best thing to do is to cover your rear end, because at that point, we've seen it where it's basically, if something flips, it's your word versus their word. So the easiest way to go about it is, and I get it. I'm a content creator and I work in education. I get it. But there's certain things that you just can't put on the internet. And that's something that I've had to learn myself. And I know a lot of times, if you go back and look at my content, especially on TikTok, my content has really dwindled in the amount of times that I'm posting. So I think the last time I legitimately posted a video on TikTok is probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And at a certain point, I was putting a video out every single day, at least once a day. Sometimes I would put 2 or 3 out. And so, I mean, I still get it on TikTok. I'll post a story of my cat, Snowfall. But other than that, a lot of times it's either my cat or food. Sometimes I'll see something and I'll speak to it, and then I'll go away, and then I'll go live playing music. Usually, anytime I'm live, is doing this or behind the piano. So at a certain point, it's a situation where you're going to have to determine whether it is worth posting or not. And clearly, based off of the situation now, we probably can all surmise that it probably was not a good idea to post this, whether he had good intentions or not. It was just a ill-timed situation. And yes, I've seen all, like I said earlier, I've seen all the other clips of women and then even men of other colors doing the same thing, and none of those really had the outrage that this one had. But again, how many of us have heard the phrase, "I'm not one of your little friends"? I took that personally, because now I look at it now and it's like, okay, now I kind of understand that, because things that my friends probably could have done then, and I would ask my mom, why couldn't I do that? Well, that was just preparation for the real world, where now things ain't fair out here. So I see somebody else doing this, that, and the third. I know that's not gonna be something I can do. But that's just that. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it all wrong, and I get it. I truly do not believe there was ill intent. until I can personally see that there was innocent, I'm going to hold on to the fact that I do believe that he had all the well intentions. I've been following. I just found out yesterday. I've been following the guy for about a year or change. But yeah, I mean, when you are a content creator, you have to know that things can go far left and go away from what you initially intended, and it's not always your fault. But because it is your content, you just you gotta roll with the L. Other than that, man, that's really all I really wanted to say about that. What else is going on? Let me go through my stuff. Yeah, shout out Snowfall. She probably heard her name outside my door. Let's go through my own subscriptions and see what videos are up so I can react to them. I don't want to react to a Junk on that video right now. But how's everybody's week so far, man? Jerry Seinfeld? Is this have something to do with the Palestine stuff? Because that's the only thing I could see that being. So see, everybody is doing content on this thing, dog. That's the funny part. So I can already expect this video because I see the numbers already on the stream. It'll probably be doing numbers to the extent of my Jim Cornette video that I dropped 2 weeks ago. My last live didn't do the craziest number, but I still take it. Maybe I should have thought of this one before I started, but that's all I got. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I know it was a short one today, but eventually once the summer really kicks off, I'll be doing much longer streams and we'll be able to talk more. So peace, love, pot stars. Always remember to drink your water. I'm out of here.
Wet flow, already fried from the get go. Alligators look like gecko. Everything I do, they echo. Big